Hey, what's up guys, I'm Michael King, back again with another video. So today I'm going to analyzing in GBUSD. I'm going to show you what we have here on the weekly time frame. Then I'm also going to narrow it down to the 4-hour time frame. So what we basically have here on the weekly time frame is a downtrend. As you can see, I've already drawn some areas which I'm going to explain. So now why do I say we have a downtrend? It's because of, if you go back to this area right here, you will see clearly that price went all the way high to take out this liquidity right here. And when price swept the liquidity, price head lower. Because if you look at the previous structure on the weekly time frame, you can see that we clearly have a bearish market. We have price going all the way down. It's a clear bearish market, as you can see. So now, looking at this current standpoint on the weekly time frame, you can see that price went all the way to take out this inducement. And what the price did, price headed lower, although price didn't break this low at this moment. We just had a sweep. But look at what price did. Price went a little bit high to this point here until finally price broke the low. That is this low right here. Price broke the low, and why do you call it a break of structure? Because of the fact that we had a candle close below this low. So the fact that a candle closed below, that is a full body, not wicks, confirm that what we have is a break of structure. So currently on the weekly time frame, this is our high here. This is the low that was broken, and this is our current low right here. So now in between the range, we have this first pullback as our inducement, or we call it our liquidity. As you can see, when price broke the structure, price went up to take out the liquidity. What we're supposed to expect price to do is, when price take out this liquidity, it's supposed to start heading to the downside. But the fact that price is keep pushing higher simply means that price is likely to be aiming for the extreme liquidity right here, and also this extreme order block right here. Now looking at this area, although this is not the highest point, but we are more concerned about this area than this area. So the fact that we have an order block at this point right here, but if you look closely, you realize that this week right here already mitigates the order block. So my major concern now is this unmitigated order block that we have right here. And another reason why it's a kind of good setup from the weekly standpoint, because of the fact that we have liquidity right here. So this liquidity right here confirms that this area might likely hold. Also, looking at the candle, let me zoom the charts very well. Alright, now looking at the candle right here, you realize that this candle right here, which is my order block, take out the previous high. So it means this high liquidity has been taken out. And why am I looking at this second order block? It's because of the fact that this order block did not give us any favorable gap. So hence you can call it like a form of transferred order block. So this candle is my main priority. What I'm looking at for on the weekly time frame. We also have a favorable gap here, as you can see, and we also have liquidity. So if price wants to still maintain the bearish pattern that we have overall on the weekly time frame, it means even though price might want to keep heading higher, once price gets to this area, we are likely to see price pushing lower. So now that being said, looking at this chart right now, let's kind of look at the internal structure of what price is doing in between this high, in between this low. That is, what are we looking at around this area right here? Now if you look at what we're having here, you can see that price is making this gradual step, this upside movement, although it's like kind of some kind of temporary uptrend, because of the fact that overall is a major downtrend. So what we're having here is some kind of temporary uptrend, in the sense that, let me chat a little bit. In the sense that what we are having here is, we have an order block right here. Price went all the way to this point here, right? Then price pulled back to this point here. Then after price pulled back to this point, what you will see clearly is that after this point right here, price went higher to this point here. Now what the price did, price came all the way down to take out this liquidity, tap on this order block. Now if you look at this area on the 4-hour time frame, you realize that we have a break of structure around this area. So now what the price did, price headed higher, as you can see. Then we had this form of liquidity right here, price went up. Now this candle right here, why am I looking at this area? Because this candle right here gives us some kind of favorable gap. That's why I mark out this area. And I look at what price did, price tapped on it, and now price is heading higher. Now let me zoom out a little bit so that you can see what we're having currently. This is when price tapped on this candle here. Now this is my main order block right here because of it take out the previous low here, but it didn't give us any favor low gap, so I'm likely to look at this candle also the fact that it gave us a favor low gap. So when price tapped all the way to it, it even tapped on this, although it has already been mitigated, it tapped on this order block. But this is my main concern here, this candle right here. So now price came all the way down to it, and as you can see, price is heading to the upside. Now why did I mark this candle here? I marked this candle because of the fact that price have went higher than this, that is, price have go higher than this previous candle here. This candle you are seeing right here is an order block. Why do I call it an order block? Also the fact that it take out the previous candle low, as you can see, it swept the low. So the fact that this candle take out the low, it is a valid order block, and now price have gone above it to validate it. So now this area might be an area that price might want to retrace to before it's continue the move to the upside. I don't know if that is what we are going to see, right? But nonetheless, just look at this area as a POI, or some areas that you feel that when price should fall back, you should be able to see some reversal on the weekly time frame. That is, if price wants to head higher, if I want to keep heading higher to this point here, it's my amount to come down to this point to probably take out liquidity, then head higher. But if price go below this candle right here, then it simply means that there's a possibility of price keep heading all the way down, and price is no longer interested in moving up to this point right here. So as a forex trader, you must always think in probability, and you must always accept the reality that your bias might not always be right. So what I'm giving you guys here is my bias, and if price do otherwise, it's fine. But one thing I'm looking out for on the bigger time frame is I'm looking at the possibility of price rising to this point here for a big time frame. So if I want to come all the way down, this order block should be an area to hold price from going lower. So you can mark out the order block on your charts. This is this candle right here. You can mark it out on your charts, and you can look forward to it. If you are kind of let's say a swing trader, you can wait for price to probably retrace back to it, and if you can set it up, you can go ahead to buy. Now that being said, let's quickly go down to the 4-hour time frame. Now this is the 4-hour time frame right here. So this area right here is from the previous order block, that is this area here. I think after this video I'm going to delete it because we are no longer concerned about this order block and this order block. We should prioritize this area. So after this video I'm going to delete these two areas. So now this is the order block right here that we have on the 4-hour time frame. That is this line right here, in case you're confused. So now looking at what we have here, this order block that we're having here is likewise the other one that we have, the new one that we have on the weekly time frame. That is this new order block here. So it's this big area on the 4-hour time frame. If you can remember from my previous video, if you haven't watched it, you can watch it again just to see some narratives I give there. When price swept this low, because from our 4-hour structure, this was our high here, this was our low, and price came all the way down to sweep this low. Although we have an uptrend, because if you can look, we had a break of structure here. Price take out this liquidity first, then break of structure here. So we have an uptrend. So from the previous video, I said that the fact that we had a sweep here does not make this a transition to a downtrend. So it means there's a possibility of price going higher, and as you can see, price went higher. I took a buy stop around there on GBPUSD and it was profit. I was aiming for this external range liquidity. So looking at this trade right now, looking at this setup right now, you realize that this sweep right here was a form of gathering liquidity, and it's pushed price all the way high, breaking this high. So currently on the 4-hour time frame, this is our break of structure here. This was our low, this is our low right here. But now look at something interesting right now happening on the 4-hour time frame. Now looking at this carefully, realize that when price came all the way down here, we have this candle, and this candle right here took out the previous low, because this candle low is at 1.26708. This candle low is at 1.26716. You realize that the fact that this candle right here taking out this low, it means it's a kind of pullback. And when we have something like this, and price already broke this kind of high right here, it means this might likely be what, an inducement or a liquidity. Now looking at what price have done right now, price have come all the way down to take out this liquidity and even went higher. But do you know why I haven't marked this as a new low and this as a break of structure? Because of the fact that we haven't have any form of inducement yet. I would like to first see a form of kind of liquidity first, that is some kind of pullback then price trade higher. So when I have some kind of pullback, I will now make here an official low, and this is a break of structure. Why am I doing it that way? It's because of the fact that if there's any form of pullback, price might also still come all the way down to this point here and make here a form of liquidity. Because one thing you have to understand about price is that for price to move from point A to point B, price must first look at how it can take out some liquidity, that is some lows or some highs. So it means if we don't have any kind of pullback right here, I can't make this low valid low until price have created some kind of pullbacks that will act as some kind of liquidity. Then when we have something like that, I can now mark here as a low, then it will now be our break of structure. So that being said, that is basically all for today's video. If you do enjoy, drop a like, subscribe also, and also share to your friends, and I'll see you in the next video.